Hey, what is up everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you on the first match of WWE's 2017 SummerSlam preview. This is going to be the new Cruiserweight champion, Tozawa, going up against Neville. I can remember a few months back trying to make a video talking about 205 Live, basically telling you that there was a few guys on that show that I think that really were going out of their way to steal the show, and were going to be big players on this show. I think that everyone can talk about the fact that I believe we are a year removed from the Cruiserweight Classic. I can't honestly remember when 205 Live was launched and the Cruiserweights were put on Monday Night Raw, but I think we can all say that 205 Live is not what we thought it was going to be. The Cruiserweight Classic was pushed as must-see television on the WWE Network. It was almost like it was a free special that gave us lots of must-see, I'm not going to call them dream matches, because a lot of those matches would happen on indie shows around the country, but these were happening in a WWE NXT ring on the WWE Network, being pushed by Vince McMahon and Triple H. I don't think that has really worked out the way that it was supposed to be, whether if it is the reason of its timing, coming on after SmackDown on Tuesdays. One of the biggest, I guess you can say, attractions to SmackDown over Raw, in my book, is the timing of the show. 2 hours is easier to work around. I can't tell you how many times I've turned on Monday Night Raw, been ready to kick off a night of wrestling, and either lost interest and changed the channel, or just flat out fallen asleep and taken a nap and just missed a good bulk part of the show. Having 205 Live after SmackDown doesn't mean that you have to watch each and every minute of wrestling that's on WWE's television, but they push it as something that you don't want to miss. Tozawa scored an upset victory over Neville on Monday Night Raw. I think that everybody knew that Tozawa versus Neville was going to be a match that was going to be featured on WWE SummerSlam. But WWE chose Monday Night Raw for the place to be. I think that honestly, this is a win-win situation, seeing how the Cruiserweight Championship has been defended in the past on Monday Night Raw, but it is the first time that a championship change has happened on Raw. Some of those people might have been blown away that they got to see a belt change hands. I can remember during the Attitude Era, Monday Night Raw was used as a place where the tag titles, the hardcore title, the WWE Championship never really changed, but you would see an Intercontinental title change happen on Raw or SmackDown, and it wasn't out of this world. It was something that you knew was special. But it would happen. These days, belts very rarely change place on television. Most of them we know that they're going to take place on pay-per-view, and that's what draws you into these pay-per-views like SummerSlam, Battleground, Money in the Bank, WrestleMania, Royal Rumble. That's what makes those awesome must-see things. People who are watching Raw might flip over and might watch. I know that there's a few guys on 205 Live that I go out of my way to watch. One being Tozawa, the other being Cedric Alexander, being how he's a great wrestler. He's a great guy that I've met at WrestleCons, Wrestle Reunions, working there as an employee for High Spots. There was times he was managing lines. There was times he was taking tickets. There was times like in New Orleans when I was actually at the High Spots DVD table bartering with this guy over how much I was going to pay for some DVDs. So this guy has done it all, and he's been around. But this match is going to be Tozawa versus Neville. I'm hoping that Tozawa, especially with Team Titus standing behind him, is going to be the new face of 205 Live. Since the birth of 205 Live, we've had a champion TJP. We've had Brian Kendrick. I think there was somebody Rich Swann. Neville won the championship from him, and now Tozawa. So he's the 5th championship, or the champion to hold the championship on the 205 Live show. This could be easily a match where Neville takes his championship back. and it goes on from there. But I'm hoping that Tozawa, as well as the Team Titus Revolution, I thought that honestly Dana Brooke had joined this team. Watching the Monday Night Raw clips last week, they had a behind the scenes thing where it looked like Dana Brooke was joining the team. This week, after Tozawa won the championship, we saw basically Team Titus with Titus O'Neil, Apollo Crews, and Tozawa partying around the back, and Sasha Banks was featured in all of these pictures. I'm not really sure if Sasha Banks is going to be joining them, but she's got a title shot going after the Divas Championship. Well, it's not the Divas Championship anymore, but I'm old, and it's hard for me to remember these things. They changed names, titles, and things like that. But the Women's Championship. So who knows if they're just giving her the rub, since Dana has sort of been in the background for a good while now, and it looks like she's not going to be getting the push that we all thought she was going to be getting when she moved up to the main roster. But this is the match that honestly could go 50-50. I'm hoping that Tozawa keeps the belt and becomes the face of 205 Live, because this is the dude that is must-see every time he gets in the ring.